Good afternoon, everybody. No introduction necessary, I assume. Mike from Nibiru News. I have a short article I want to read this afternoon. Add a few comments and I'll let you go. But before I even read the article, I know I haven't put out that many short informational articles over the last couple of weeks. And I often get emails and comments from people saying, Mike, when are you going to put out some more news on Nibiru? Well, for me, I put out the news when I have it available. Unlike other people, I am not inclined to put out 4, 6, 8, 10 videos a day of garbage just to generate $1 per 1,000 views. I only put out information once I have deemed it credible enough to relay to the viewing audience. So sometimes that information comes very fluidly, and often other times there are dead periods and I don't have much information to report, or at least worthy information to report. So I'm not going to do it, and I'll just do my live broadcast a couple days a week and we'll rely on that. In any event, let me go ahead and read the article, close this out with a few additional comments, and then let you guys go. Alright, give me a second. I'm trying to read from my tablet. I do not have my glasses on. I'm waiting for a new pair right now to be finished up at the local lens crafter's place, and hopefully I'll pick those up in a few days. Russian opposition to Vladimir Putin's Unity Day Nibiru disclosure dying off. And I shall read. Opposition to Vladimir Putin's planned Unity Day disclosure, Nibiru disclosure, is literally dying off, says former KGB agent Isaac Strelnikov Steponovich. Last November, the Russian president summoned his aides and closest political allies to a closed-door meeting at the Kremlin, informing them he had finally reached a decision regarding how to dismantle the Nibiru conspiracy and inform the world of an impending disaster that could potentially eradicate most life on Earth. And side note, I've done several articles and videos on this so far. You can check them out in the past. I'll continue. As previously reported, Putin said he would publicly disclose the Nibiru realities on November 4th, 2017, on the Russian Unity Day holiday, on national television and radio, when most citizens would be off work, at home with their families, enjoying a break from the everyday toils of Russian life. Initially, Putin had hoped that American President Donald Trump would join him in this monumentous occasion, but national issues and political discord caused the American president to shy away from disclosure. Regardless, Putin decided that a solitary disclosure was better than no disclosure at all, especially when millions of lives might be spared a horrific death. According to Stepanovich, however, several Russian diplomats who were privy to Putin's plans opposed public disclosure. They agreed with the American and European Union position that public disclosure would cause an immediate economic and societal breakdown and throw the world into a chaotic mess. At least 3 Russian diplomats, and possibly more, are now dead after questioning Putin's decision. On August 21st, the Russian ambassador to Sudan, Milgais Shrinsky, was found dead, floating face down in the swimming pool of his home in the city of Khartoum, Sudan's capital city. To this day, the Sudan Foreign Ministry has refused to release the cause of his death. The Russian Ministry of Defense dismissed his death as an unfortunate drowning incident or accident. Despite knowledge that Sherinsky was an experienced swimmer and a certified scuba diver. On paper, Sherinsky and Putin had been close allies. Sherinsky had adopted Putin's policies and procedures and never questioned his boss's methods or motives. Nevertheless, Stepanovich said, Sherinsky secretly opposed Nibiru disclosure and warned Putin that any public mention of Nibiru would bring a swift end to his political career. And I quote Stepanovich, "These men were no real friends. Fact is, in spite of official reports, a dart was found in Sherinsky's back as he lay dead in the swimming pool. The Ministry of Defense and Presidential Security Forces acted swiftly to conceal this fact. Also, privately, Sherinsky and Putin argued many times over Nibiru disclosure. Make of it what you will, but this was not the first death resulting from someone questioning Putin's plans." Last December, a Russian diplomat was found shot dead with a bullet wound to his head in his Moscow flat. Peter Polishikov, 56, who was the chief advisor to the Latin Department of Ministry, had, Stepanovich said, quarreled with Putin over whether Nibiru was real or merely an elaborate fantasy, or merely an elaborate conspiracy theory, concocted by delusional people. Putin insisted it was real and would, sometime in 2020, threaten human existence. Polishnikov deemed it a fantasy and said Putin was committing political suicide by embracing such a whimsical topic. Stepanovich, Three days after their final conversation, Russian police found his corpse. Also in December, the Russian ambassador to Turkey, Andrei Karlov, was shot dead in an art exhibit in Ankara. The gunman, a 22-year-old, reportedly off-duty Turkish policeman, shot Karlov in the chest while screaming, "We die in Aleppo, you die here." The shooter, Melvut Altunis, was subsequently killed by Turkish security forces before he could be questioned. Stepanovich says Karlov also verbally sparred with Putin over Nibiru disclosure. Asked if Putin was directly involved with assassinations related to Nibiru disclosure, Stepanovich said, "I am not saying that. President Putin is resolute. President Putin does what President Putin must do. He has cemented his desire to disclose Nibiru on Unity Day. I am merely presenting facts. Make of that what you will." And that concludes the short article I wanted to read today. Just to close out, a reminder, I'll be doing a live broadcast tonight, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I would like to ask that for this broadcast, we keep conversation limited to one of two things. Either A, remembrance of 9/11 and our thoughts and opinions related to 9/11, or information and theories on the storms that have ravaged parts of our country over the last couple of weeks. That's it for the moment. This is Mike, as always, signing out. I hope to talk to a few of you tonight